bloody good job. Takes stock of it, makes note. Able to get his teammate back on his feet. While he's taking a look now, and I'm kind of okay with it, I think the time has passed to take that fight, given the rest of them are on the way. Damage is done on arrival, but honestly, you can have 4 of them at the door any second. If your teammates aren't here to support, that's a bit of a scrappy place to be pushing up on the back of it. But they're already inside, Lauren, and this is, yeah, I don't know what else you can really do with it.
Yeah. No, you can't do much, can you? They made a good attempt of it. They really did try and do a little bit of something, but Maxi just have to watch as his buddy got slaughtered. Found in the attic. Well, that's not a phrase I wanted to say. Maxi, yeah, finds the last one. Spinning on. Breaks watching, in case you are wondering. If you ever fancy watching a Once Upon a Time good player's perspective, head on over to the stream. Always good to hear his thoughts and, you know, the community out there. It's one thing I really do love about PUBG. You've got a good community behind it. You guys do keep it fun, interesting, and a damn good time. But for now, I need to focus on the game at hand, and there has been a lot of early fighting, a lot of scrappy battles early on, but no full team has gone down, obviously. 16 still very much in this one. Wildcats. Bit of a shoddy village, isn't it? It's not great. Is that what the north looks like, Rich?
I mean, it depends if there's electricity or not. If there's no electricity, then
Jenny.
yes, we'll roll with it. Okay, then it's probably going to be there. I mean, there's no running water there yet, so we're not, you know, it's not that bad. We'll get started on the south. I know you get rather upset.
But Omicron, speaking of a team that were once doing quite well, they've had a bit of a rough one today. They've had, I think they're one of the first teams out on Miramar. They haven't had their usual, you know, quite exciting playstyle, quite like Omicron. They are a bit of a dark horse. They're definitely not like the, you know, from 12th to 16th team. They're, you know, middle of the pack towards top end, but you know, I wouldn't put them yet in the FaZe, Liquids, you know, Na'Vis, even TSMs of the world. But they're close by, but they've had a really rough start, which is a little unfortunate to them. But outside of that, though, checking on the map, let's see where people are going. Big swing from Ents. That's interesting. They went from far north to all the way south. We've got Northern Lights coming as well towards Yesnaya. But everyone else pretty much posted up. I would like to see where Ents head to and where Northern Lights head to. They're the kind of question marks with me for now.
Well, with this circle, it kind of makes it a bit more stable. You know, it pulls away from Yasnaya Pond, it pulls away from Lipovka coastline, so we don't have, well, basically at this point, there's the coast edge with the sand, but there's no water actually in play, so it becomes a little bit more unpredictable. But again, with the land, it's playable territory, so teams can be a lot more stabilizing for now. All of Northern Lights, for example, literally just sat on the edge with the vehicles, and now it's go time. Liquid's like, well, the flare went up, and unfortunately, unfortunately, should I say, the circle has come this way. With all the compounds, though, this will be a really big problem if you're not inside the circle. The only real... let's take a look. If Ents actually dip up, I say dip up, go is up on the map, but actually downhill from them from that roadside. If they beat the bystanders to that compound just below them, which is the 3-stack compound, they're going to be laughing. If not, and if bystanders push them out, they're kind of buggered and they'll have to stay stationary now. WS will take the west edge of the circle and play the yellows for as long as they humanly can. It'll be in, it'll be safe. It won't be too much. Maybe Northern Lights actually were into ETG because they're about to cross in the north. Omicron have taken the very last, and I was going to touch on it, the very last compound in the north. It's inside. It's the yellows towards the field, which is just left of all this happening. Well, that's an interesting way of doing it. All right. Crash me, I'll crash you. Not a problem. Thank you very much. GG, and it's job done. Spyro holds on the 2 versus 1. And Thunder and Forever get backhanded.
Yeah, that was quite swift, wasn't it? That's going to sting a little. And you're right to mention that Ents, bystanders, and potentially WS battle now the rest of, because it is quite an important compound there. You saw Orange was even dipping into it earlier on. He was a little bit disconnected from the others, trying to ensure maybe they could get that if they fancied. But the roads become actually a really big factor in this. And for those who, you know, maybe only just tune in once in a while and they, you know, you don't play that much anymore and you're old and decrepit like I. Hold on, Tixu. Oh, don't do this, Tixu. Everything was looking so good. What are you doing to me, Tixu? Oh, Ents. Making a bit of a fumble there. Tixu maybe trying to get a little bit of territory, maybe secure a little bit, but he came into this blind. It was quite late as well. They'd been posted up on this side for a moment or two. They saw obviously bystanders go into position. But rolling into that, I'm not all that impressed. Lovely positioning, just T-boning the car. Spyro,
wait.
you're an animal.
Did he seat swap into the car that hit him?
No, I don't think so.
That was really bizarre how he just... I don't know. It'd be good to see that again. I don't know how he actually managed to survive that with it, because he went forward.
Play it again.
Can we get the replay again? I want to see if he did, that's like some beyond 1 billion IQ. If he seat swapped to that car, that's it. I don't know. It was a bit weird, a bit funky, and maybe that's how he got away with it. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Right,
Ents on the move, and we said that they could no longer take that compound. The bystanders, they'd have been in a great position if they'd gone just that moment early. But again, with so much land really not playable at this point, you've got to take and you've got to work with whatever's left over. The hillside will be kind of okay because you're up in the air. You're out of line of sight for many people. That's an interesting one. So we pop down to the south and now bop back up to the north. Liquid are still sitting pretty, and we call that compound the Liquid compound from ages, a dog age ago. And finally, it's come through.
And here we go, TSM. Oh God, Miraku is lucky to be alive, but he's got support, he's got friends. Miraku's not alone. And TSM hold. They lost Fex, but he's recoverable. Fine. That was a manic crash. Everyone piled in. TSM hold ground. They're doing well today. And what position are they in right now? Oh, they're back. They're up in 4th. All right, boys. I'm gonna give you back a little bit of credit here, because honestly, you know, when I see break back in the boys, I'm like, all right, well, you know, you write them off. But maybe I did it a little too soon. If they come out with a belter of a game today, they are right back in for a chance of things. 127 points is something to be truly impressed by. Offstring he's eyed in. He's creeping outside the windows. He's peering in at night. He doesn't want to be found. So Na'Vi catching the depths on the move. Philo is a one-shot. He gets caught by a stray bullet. He will be dead, and it's actually Noki to go down out of all of them. Blaze just found the Wildcats, it looks like, and even Mexi chiming in with a little bit, stealing some points away. And here comes the remainder, I guess, of Adepts. They tried to pull it together, but, you know, coming in bits and pieces, limping into this. Not going to do you well. Lovely Tokyo drifting. Stylish as ever, Furax, but he's made it to the position, but he's all alone.
Smokes are down, you can see in the distance, but there's no bodies to really make use of them. Offstring still just crouching around and hoping that no one sees him, tapping forward so there's no footsteps made. It's a very slow process, but you know what, it actually works. No one can hear you when you do tap forward like that, so clearly trying to stay alive and be an anchor point for the rest. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That might be the go signal for the rest of the team to rally together and get inside this building, because it's Batulin's on his own. The rest of them are just run away from it. They'll actually see him jumping off the top, and now Volcano can be theirs. They can take full ownership of this, move away from that. They've just been gifted it. They do eventually, you know, don't get me wrong, but you're going to have to move next circle no matter what happens. Yeah. Northern Lights have a slightly better bit of territory compared to them. Let's take a look where everyone else kind of... Jesus, actually, this has paid off rent.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look real quick. They've gone for not a full pull-up. It's not a full commitment. They've gone early. They've gone out of the vehicles early on towards the top of the hill. And there's a fair enough amount of room up there that they can work around this. Not in a huge hurry by the blue, but they're going to have to move eventually. Na'Vi and FaZe. Now that's a fight. Let's see what FaZe can do here. The question marks are with them at the moment. They've not had the best... Oh, this off angle. You're dead. Don't fight Uber in here. He's got his name. His face is on those walls. You don't come into this area likely. But now Uber has to walk away. His teammates have been slaughtered. 2 kills only. Maybe if he gets a res, it's game on. But no, Senya denies. Big pickup. Now Orange is on the way. You've got them all amongst this. It's just Uber. The CIS got against the CIS team. And now you're going to see the spray come out. It doesn't matter. Na'Vi take down FaZe. That's 13th place with only 2 points, I think. That's a big problem for these guys. Bystanders on the pull-up. Somehow Maxi denied it all with Offstring. Well played between those two. But this is when we got to look towards the top now. TSM, who else was up there? I think Liquid was up there. It was Ents and Shift W, right? So these 4 teams, suddenly, game on. You see FaZe go down, you know there's a little bit more of a chance for you, that touch more incentive to make that push.
Well, every single team needs to just lay into FaZe today, because we know what day it is tomorrow, and if there is any day of the week that they're going to turn up It'll be a grand championship Sunday, but of course it is Saturday, and unfortunately 3 games in, they are struggling. I think it's, I mean, what, they're on 100, so the Ghana 2 points average a game so far is absolutely not gonna cut it when there's 50k on the line for their spot. They've got a big target painted on all 4 of their members' backs. And backs go up against the wall. Well, sometimes phasers come out on top, so it's, you know, we'll kind of leave it there. But certainly for everybody else now, they understand the lay of the land. They understand what's happening here, and there is ample opportunity. TSM is one team in particular that is taking full advantage of this. To jump up, they weren't even in the top 6 when we came in today. Now they're just, you know, they're a couple of points shy of 3rd position. This is, I mean, Martin said, oh, is it Froz? Someone said potentially Curse of the Caster on James's side. That's got to hurt. But yeah, James looks like he's picking a real winner today so far. They are firing on all cylinders. The position that they have now isn't the greatest, so you know, let's not curse them completely out of the competition thus yet for this map. Certainly, they've got a lot of work to do. They've got to get through ends first if they want to stand any chance of seeing top 5 in this game.
Okay, TSM, what are you going to do with this then? Same with Shift W, but they've got an easier path because they've got Chris and Killikai already across the road. Now, where's TSM going with this? Hold on, this is going nowhere. What? Nades coming out. Liquid's about to destroy these boys. There's nothing they can do. Here comes the fire. It's eliminating the combination. Iroh is dead. The bombardment continues. Goodbye, TSM. That was not a good move. I'm going to be honest. That looked short-sighted. I know it's probably their only option that they thought they had, but not including Shift W in their plans, not realizing the Liquid were well and truly within nade range. I don't know if that was the best of ideas. And now look at Shift W just mopping up all the goodies. The goblins are here to take all the loot. They're happy. They're just rolling in it. And I guess there are very few good options, but sometimes it's got to be something better than that. That felt short-sighted to me.
I don't know if one of them hit a tree by mistake, if they were actually going to go for the full send, but Liquid was there with the pre-nades down. Before even 2 of the vehicles turned up, there were already nades just laying on the floor unticked. The damage was collateral. A 10th position. Hetched into the tombstone, unfortunately. Nothing they can do about that. It was a good mop, but you know, when we look at the numbers game here, Lauren, and what that does, when you're trying to get up into that top echelon, when you're trying to get up in the scoreboard, you've just fed 2 opponents that are above you. You've fed Shift W all your loot in the world to maybe try and tackle Team Liquid head on, and you just give them Team Liquid more points. It's a bit unfortunate. Of course, you don't nose there. I mean, it's Liquid Compound. Maybe you did nose there. That's another story altogether. But yeah, it just makes it that much harder, unfortunately, when you're feeding teams who are just above you in the rankings.
Now, I do want to highlight, and this could be very short-lived, but WS have done really well as just, I think it's just 2 of them playing together at the moment. They've done really, really well to stay alive and work their way through a hard part of the circle. They may not be alive for much longer, but while they did that work, you got to kind of enjoy what they were doing there. Very good work from them. Push themselves within the top 10. 99 points. Let's see if the nade's going to be any good. He's running forward. Nade out. Well, bam! Nah. 6 damage. We're not doing that. Round 2, maybe? That's okay. It's not doing much damage. But it's scaring them. It scares them enough. The barrels come out to play. So nicely handled by Blaze here, but there is still Gem-T. Don't get ahead of yourselves, boys. Gem-T's a danger at any time of the game. Molly in. Blaze playing a very dangerous game because WS are moving up in the meantime. Keep that in mind. And these guys are just playing a game of, you know, carefree PUBG. They're just having a good time now.
I do like the flashbangs. Well, they're a nade then. Secondary one. Keeping whited open. Eventually the smoke will go down. Reveal his position. It should be an easy frag. While I really like this addition, that's a cock on, right? Yeah, that's actually hit him. That should be an easy frag. Oh. Gets it. Job done in the end. But the problem is the example that you just saw directly in front of your face. Eventually coming out of there proves so difficult. You're in a beveled area. Nades are always going to roll to you from a central point. One smoke. There's really no hard cover whatsoever. It's extremely difficult to work when you're on the opposing side. Yes, there's survivability factor, but after that, more than that, there isn't too much. Could be said the same for Ence and the quick Did I try and move on to that story that instantly eliminated Blaze? Back on the defensive, though, because more teams have arrived at the door. This time it's WS. They're just in the next ditch along. The nades will continue. Does Deep realize that Offstrings to his left-hand side? It's a bit of a three-way battle. Grenades raining down could cause holy hell on the side of Blaze. All four of them are in there. One well-placed frag is going to do so much damage. Up and over we go for Northern Lights. They remove him for that position. And now maybe they make note of the team that was next to them along the way. This could be the next objective. And if Northern Lights get in early while they're weakened, there'll be 4 easy frags on the board.
Here we go, Northern Lights. Let's see what you got here. They're just about to go on the move. Here's a replay of... Oh, this is Ents being destroyed. Oh, that looked like Breaks Cleo there. How interesting. Nice. That was reliable. But we are going to be seeing Blaze be engaged on. You saw Northern Lights kind of posturing for it early on. These guys want to sweep and clear. They've got to get rid of this area, and Blaze are the nuisance, right? They're currently holding the keys to maybe pressuring Liquid late game. But Liquid are the kings of the castle. This compound is great for them. Shift W on the move. I want to see this. Brexco's just found Shiv, but Zocca's lost life. So this is not without a bit of a loss here as well. 2 fights on 2 fronts. Now Blaze aren't in a position to do much with, so I'm not too worried about them. They're down in second to last. They can cause Northern Lights issues, but they're also not a team within the top 10. Or, excuse me, like the top 5 that I want to be looking at. It's the other fight. It's the Shift W. You raise your edge. You're Liquid now on the push. This is going to be the fun one. Looking at Monkey, he knows he's trying to get rid of these guys quickly because Mexi and Clib have just pushed out of their compounds. They're starting to get a little bit fruity with this. I like it. Mexi there towards Monkey. Cleanup crews turned up. Shift W go down. They're eliminated in 4th. Not bad. You'll be happy enough with that and raise your edge with a boatload of kills, but Liquid are on the case. Jeems takes down Rip. This is looking good for the Liquid gang. And bear in mind, they're just behind Shift W. Just. So a good finish, couple more kills, that could be a 2nd place. That's a big jump up there for them, and that puts them right behind FaZe. They could close the gap in the final game, potentially, if they win this in a convincing fashion.
You'd have to imagine that Liquid can clear these guys out cleanly because they're bottlenecked, right? There's no real way they can go. They either go up and over the hill and tackle them head on, or they try and belt it through the middle of the map. Really, while you stalled like this, Liquid should be looking in anticipation of it. You take the top side of the building that they have, get a clearer line of sight into anyone who wants to just show themselves. Udyr trying to build a little bit of a bridge in the middle. Help out his teammate on the side of a doozy. Doesn't go the way as planned. Liquid have been fantastic this game. This compound has been so good. Yes, the circle's been extremely favorable to them, but they have not rested on their laurels. They've gone out. They've worked for it. They've, got in nade range of TSM. They've got in kill range of Blade. They've done a lot of work to be able to keep control of this, and I'm a fan of it. They've not just turtle back and hope the circle comes to them and lived it out along the circle. Everyone has had to do some work, and Liquid have done just that. Now, sitting 5 points behind Shift W, they could jump here. They really, really could. And, I mean, what? 4, 5, 6 kills? If they pick up all the frags, that's them jumping them. Plus the 10 points on the end. They're going to be within touching distance of FaZe if they clear this lobby.
Here we go, Blaze. It's pull-up time. Let's see if Liquid can control it. Early Molly's going out. They're trying to light that floor on fire. And it helps out that they found Rip. A doozy chiming in as well. He wants to steal these points away. He wants some for Razor Edge. Put them in the pocket. 101 points. One more and they'll jump WS. Exactly what they're eyeing up. Lazza has made it inside. The rest of the team... Oh no, Apocalypse still there too. He was just on the hillside still. Oh gosh, and the blue moving in. I don't know what he can do with this. Jeems is on the ground now. Clib's out there. Clib's aggressive. I think he just ate the flash of Jeems though, which isn't ideal. Let's see if Lazza can do any damage here. They're all out hunting. There's a chance. If they overstep, they get too greedy. No, perfectly played by Mexi. Apocalypse can't trade it. Bit of damage done, but this is what they wanted. There we go. Liquid mopping up the kills. They're going to be jumping anytime soon now. Raise your edge. These two players, Udyr and a doozy. I wouldn't have thought they'd be on the same team together, but they are both heavyweight fighters when it comes down to it. They are some really talented players. And if this centralizes in the way I think it will, Liquid will have to leave that compound. So I'm waiting to see if teams goes down. Can't flush it, but time is of the essence. So they're going to have to consider, okay, how much ground do we lose? How much time do we lose picking up this player? Hopefully for them, they can do it for free. They can do it safely. Now, Liquid will have to leave this compound. I don't know what their util's like, but Udyr's is nutty. 3'd up, geared up. Plenty of util to play with. Vehicle as well for a doozy. Going to move it forward, try and build up a bit of a last stand bastion here.
This is the thing, while Liquid has manpower, Doozy and Udyr have a crossfire set up. They cover more ground and they have a more centralized position
really competitive in that final circle.
I mean, it was two players working in tandem. You saw DA was just been an anchor in the middle, distracting them and drawing attention, which allowed Duty to pull up behind them. I have to say, I think towards the end there, with his maneuver that he was doing for the building, he double-thinked himself. He double-questioned which way to go. He saw all the players on the top, and I get it. And I think he was looking towards the building, but ended up getting caught on the doorway, which ultimately ended his life. If he had continued to that building, then he could have had a standing chance, drawn attention again, maybe let O'Day do something. But still, regardless, to claim second, you can't be complaining. But Liquid at the moment, a little bit disappointing what happened to TSM. Again, you love to see the bigger teams towards the top find it out to give us that good end game, but still, you cannot question anything at all. Everyone's starting to step up now, and this is setting us up for a fantastic championship Sunday.
Oh, there's still another game to go as well, Rich. I don't know what's going to happen. Right, back to the desk, boys. What's the leaderboard looking like?
Yeah, James is muted.
Yeah, James is muted.
That's a anyway. Okay, it's time. Yes, we're back. Team Liquid getting themselves a great spot here and getting themselves a victory. The leaderboards are looking good, and let's take a look at some of the highlights. Of course, after all the predictions have been said and done, one member here did so well with the predictions so far as Team Liquid have been able to seize that top spot. Well done, Martin. Great stuff so far by you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
hate you
I was
guys.
so happy to.
Every time.
Okay, wow.
Martin, talk to me about the highlights.
Not too much to say then. I didn't realize that Pochinki had circle magnets to loot, because Liquid definitely had won that game. But that's and it was not just one or two. It was a lot of them, but they still played it out well. They defended the compound extremely well and got a lot of kills with it. We saw the first circle go southwest, another one go north, and in the fourth circle, one of the most crucial ones, they were dead center in the so-called Liquid compound, and that really turned out well for them. Managed to go out and take out TSM. They managed to defend it so well throughout the whole game, and they moved out from Pochinki to make sure that they got that compound at the 4-minute mark. So that was super early on as well.
Froz, thoughts?
I mean, one of the things we talked about that you saw during the game as well, of course, this is what we were talking about. When TSM was breaching, we saw that Liquid was throwing a lot of nades, and then Shift W took that spot right after. But Liquid didn't have any more nades by then, so that was a good move from Shift W. But as Martin said as well, that was really good hold from Liquid. There's a reason, as Martin said during the game as well, there's a reason why we call that compound the Liquid compound. We also saw towards the end, of course, how Liquid was utilizing the rooftop, making sure to get a little bit better sightline towards Razor Edge as well.
Yeah, they had such a strong hold on it. It was very impressive to see. Towards the end, it was nigh on impossible for Razor Edge to make something happen. They valiantly tried to fight this out, Martin, towards the end. So kudos to them, but it's just too little too late against Team Liquid in the position that they were in.
And there were two guys alive. There's not much to do. Aduzi tried to make a nice move here by breaching the compound while they got a knock, and I actually like that. He maybe overcommitted too much on the side. They should probably take in the front wall, and could potentially have been in a better spot. 5 points though from the bottom.
Wow.
Hate, holy.
That is rare, very rare. 9 through 16th, only 5 points between them. And we have 21 points coming in for Team Liquid. What a day they have had so far. I think it's been 14, 14, 21 coming in for them. Razor Edge 14 and Blaze get 14. Froz, it's okay. Kudos to you, Froz. You did predict Liquid. So far, it's been a blinder of a day.
Yeah, I mean, I think they surpassed my expectations as well for today. So far, they're tied up for the record of one day, which is a win streak on day 2 with 49 points. But them tying up that with 1 game left as well, and it doesn't look like they're about to stop right now either.
Glib and Mex is showing up, but at the same time for win streak, we have Ostring as well as Maxazor popping on up 2 here. And actually, Martin, Maxazor has been a staple of some of these upper echelons when it comes to win streak. They've had, I mean, if you think about the group stages as well as what they've been doing here so far, I think win streak's been doing damn fine.
They've been doing very well, yeah. Offstring 20 kills so far, not including this game, and Maxazor 17. It's great to see them step up like this, and they're able to maintain a really high average damage ratio per per map they're playing. So overall in the tournament, they've been able to perform extremely well. And again, these guys are extremely experienced. We can't really take too much away from these guys. They've been around. They played lands. They've got the experience, and they're coming together very nicely here as a newer roster.
And of course, at home, guys, the Pick'em Challenge is still on to a certain degree. You can't pick any more winners as to who you think is going to be winning things out. But if you bind your Twitch account to your Steam account, you can be earning esports points just by watching the show. So make sure you do that, up to, I think, a total of 20,000 esports points. I've got all my points, so I'm very, very happy. But if you haven't done it already, you should do that. We're going to go to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. And when we return, we have our final game of the day. We'll see you in a few.